Today on First Issue Ever, we are talking about the super obscure indie book Syphons, #1.
First issue ever!
Oh, hi, and welcome to another episode of First Issue Ever, the only show that cares about the only number that matters in the world of comics, and that is the number 1. My name is Steve, and I am carrying the handbasket that's taking us all to hell. Alright, let's just get right down to it. This episode is one of those ones where we pluck a super indie title from obscurity and we're going to talk about it. I actually found this specific title when I was perusing the back issue bins at the Los Angeles Comic Book and Sci-Fi Convention. You can check that episode out right here. And I saw it and it had a #1 on it, and I sort of remembered it from back in the day. So I thought, wow, this is some great material to talk about on this show, which of course is called First Issue Ever. And here it is. It's Syphons, #1 of 3, a 3-issue miniseries published by Now Comics in May of 1993. The cover price is $2.50, written by Alan Curtis and art by Mark Beecham, and it's for mature readers. So if you're not mature, I'd stay away from this if I were you. Why did I pick it up? Because it had a #1 on it. I remember seeing this back in the 90s. They were talking about it in Wizard magazine. Who remembers Wizard? Or was it Hero? Yeah, back in the day, before the internet became a thing, all we had to talk about comics news was Wizard, and then later Hero. I think Overstreet was another one. I don't know. It's all dust in the wind. Now, what is this book about? Good question. Here they've got a very lengthy explanation next to a grotesque looking woman about some war that happened before. And when I was researching this online, I noticed that there was another title. I guess it was the previous incarnation of the Syphons that happened before this, which was also published by Now Comics. So I guess this was their second go around at it. I noticed the previous one didn't say suggested for mature readers on it. I guess they thought if they drew the women extra sexy or something, it would make their cells go up. As you can see, there's lots of butts on the page. Almost, see, there's another one there. See, here's another really grotesquely drawn woman. I think like they probably bust out the old porn mags and then, I don't know, use that for inspiration. And look at this guy's like shoulder pads. It looks like he stole them from Mad Max or something. Lots of girl fights. Yeah, is this what passed for mature audiences back then? And hey, look at that, 3 ninjas. That for some reason they felt the need to make a comic for the 3 ninjas. But yeah, the art is pretty good. I mean, at least it's colored as well. I mean, a lot of the super indie stuff in the 90s were black and white, for better or worse. Of course, the Ninja Turtles started out as a black and white book, and look what happened to them. This book is about aliens or something, because everything in the 90s had to do with aliens. Now it's all about zombies. Wonder why that is. Pop culture is a funny thing, you know? First, collector's issue. If there's any reason to get it, it's for that. And, of course, for all the many rendered behinds in this. I really have no idea what this book is about, to tell you the truth. Now Comics were kind of like the IDW of their day. They did a lot of licensed stuff, TV tie-ins, The Real Ghostbusters, Married with Children, Fright Night, Speed Racer, The Twilight Zone. Yeah, just can't beat that Twilight Zone IP. It's more interesting to talk about Now Comics than it is to talk about this actual comic. I guess there is Syphons #2 coming out. Should you pick this book up? I don't know, probably not. Maybe if I got the other 2 issues and it created more of a coherent story, then it would resonate more, but This is just the beginning of a bunch of chaos, to be honest. There was a lot of standing around in the beginning, and then they finally had a fight at the end. Didn't really get a good sense of characters, so the writing was probably lacking the most, which a lot of people complain about comics from the 90s. It was mostly artist-based, and they're right for the most part, and the Syphons is no exception. If you find it for 50 cents or a quarter, why not? I think it's worth it just to preserve actual comics, since most people seem to get, digital or trade paperbacks these days. Hey, you never know. One of these days, there might be some sort of cult audience who love the Syphons. I mean, if you've got the room for it in your back shoebox, go for it. But if you don't have the space, you don't have the money, you can pass over the Syphons #1. Take it from me, Steve, your comic book friend for life. I'm not gonna steer you wrong. You and I, we're friends, and we're gonna go all the way to the top. The top of what? I really have no idea, but the top of something. Thank you for watching First Issue Ever. My name is Steve. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. We will see you next week. Ciao.